A Christian, a real true Christian, or you are a conservative, Stephanie White said you are not welcome to watch this team any longer. I got to tell you, this is the worst look the Indiana Fever have had since Caitlin Clark arrived.
Just moments ago, things got a whole lot messier for Stephanie White. And this time, fans weren't just arguing online, they were pulling out proof. Ticket confirmations, hotel bookings, photos of brand new Caitlin Clark jerseys, season ticket invoices. People who had spent real money were now posting screenshots showing they were done, walking away for good. That's the nightmare scenario every sports franchise dreads. What started as a feel-good moment turned into chaos almost overnight. Just days earlier, the Fever were celebrating 3 All-Stars. Now, nobody's talking basketball. Everyone's asking the same question. Did this team just alienate the very fans who turned it into one of the hottest tickets in the league? Here's where it all blew up. A transcript surfaced, and in it, comments that a lot of fans took as a swipe at Christians and conservatives who support the team. And honestly, it didn't even matter anymore whether people agreed with what was said. The real story wasn't the comment itself, it was the fallout that followed.
I did a video on the Matrix and Road show yesterday. That boycott, that game had 1 million less views, 1 million less viewers than the very last CBS game before it. The game that people said, oh, well, I don't think fans are really going to tune out. Yeah, compared to the previous game, 980,000 fans decided not to watch. A boycott can be done.
This wasn't just fans venting. They started laying out receipts, literally. Stacks of game tickets, hotel bookings from road trips to Indianapolis, photos and Fever gear they'd bought just weeks earlier. And that changed everything. This wasn't random noise on social media anymore. These were real customers, proving they'd backed this team long before any of this blew up. Then things got even stranger. Instead of things cooling down, the Fever's own social pages got flooded with one demand: fire Stephanie White. Posts meant to celebrate Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell didn't matter. Every single one turned into another argument about the coach. What should have been a celebration turned into a full-blown distraction.
The Indiana Fever and your coach gave the middle finger to millions of new viewers and fans and merchandise buyers, etc., etc. And here's my issue. A lot of people will say, well, trade her out of Indianapolis. It's going to be this way with every damn team in this league. It's the league.
That's exactly the kind of headache no franchise wants, especially during one of its biggest seasons. And the receipts just kept piling up. Hour after hour, another fan posted proof. This wasn't fake outrage. This was real money on the line. Money spent on jerseys, hotels, restaurant bills before games. These were fans who brought friends who'd never watched a WNBA game in their life. And now, they were saying they were out. Then attention turned to something even bigger: TV ratings. Earlier this season, a different WNBA boycott reportedly caused a serious viewership drop compared to the previous broadcast. Nobody can prove every single missing viewer walked away for that reason, but fans didn't care. To them, the numbers spoke for themselves. Not watching, they said, actually works. And that idea spread like wildfire. The thinking became simple. Owners don't listen to angry tweets or trending hashtags. They listen to money. Every canceled ticket, every skipped broadcast, every jersey collecting dust on a shelf. That, fans believed, was the only way to actually get heard. But then came another question. Where was the team through all of this? Because while fans were fuming, the Fever kept posting highlight reels and all-star hype for Clark, Boston, and Mitchell like nothing was wrong.
But yeah, right there, Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell have all made the team as all-stars right here. Let's see this little video that the Fever put up.
Caitlin Clark, Boston, Kelsey Mitchell.
This is how you bring the roof down.
All sidestep Clark. Sick. Clark with the ball on the string.
But scroll down to the comments, and it was a totally different story. Instead of hyping up the players, fans kept asking the same thing. Why is nobody from the team saying anything? And that silence became the story all on its own. Normally, teams jump ahead of a PR problem before it snowballs. Here, it felt like the opposite was happening. Every hour of silence just fed more speculation, more frustration. Then came another gut punch of a point. A lot of fans argued Caitlin Clark basically turned this franchise into one of the biggest names in American sports. Attendance shot up. National TV coverage exploded. Merchandise sales hit numbers the team had never seen. So naturally, fans started asking, why would the organization risk losing the very people who fueled all of that? And that's when the conversation stopped being about one coach entirely. It wasn't "did Stephanie White mess up" anymore. It became, does this franchise even understand how much its fan base has changed? And honestly, that question might end up mattering a lot more than the original controversy. By now, this had grown way past a single press conference. Fans weren't debating one comment anymore. They were asking if the Fever had a leadership problem that had been quietly building for months. And that's where the real pressure kicked in. Fans pointed back to moments all season long. Hard fouls on Clark, physical games where she took the brunt of it, and said the same thing every time. The organization never stepped up and defended its franchise player.
Cece is playing somewhere else. Only Stephanie White could turn a team with 3 All-Stars into a 7th seed. Fire that pathetic coach, Stephanie White. How the F is she still defending Alyssa Thomas? Wow. Don't promote our girl, Cece, if she's not going to get to play. In other words, protect her better. Fire Stephanie White. Man, I can't wait to see what this looks like in another 12 hours. In another 12 hours, because it is going to be ugly. Ugly.
Nobody saw this coming, not during a week that should have been one of the greatest in franchise history. Whether people agreed with the criticism or not, one thing became crystal clear. In sports, perception hits just as hard as reality. And right now, the perception among Fever fans is brutal. If people start believing their favorite player isn't being protected, that frustration doesn't stay quiet. It spreads fast. And now, older complaints were colliding head-on with this brand new controversy, turning into one giant headache the front office never saw coming. Here's the part that makes this whole thing sting even more. This was supposed to be one of the best weeks in Fever history. 3 players just earned All-Star selections. National attention was at an all-time high. Every network wanted more Caitlin Clark on their broadcast because the ratings kept proving people were tuning in. And instead of celebrating any of that, the basketball completely vanished from the conversation. That's a disaster for any franchise trying to build momentum, because every single day spent talking about controversy is a day nobody's talking about the players actually winning games. Then the story got even bigger, because this isn't just about one press conference anymore. It's about business. The WNBA has exploded since Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court. Ratings are up. Arenas are packed. Merchandise is flying off shelves faster than ever before. Networks signed billion-dollar media deals because they believed women's basketball had officially reached a new level. And that's exactly why a controversy like this matters so much more right now than it ever would have a few years ago. When a league is growing this fast, protecting the trust of brand new fans becomes priceless. And a lot of supporters are saying the same thing. Pushing away even a small slice of that new audience is a risk this franchise simply can't afford to take. Online, fans didn't hold back. Plenty of them called it a disaster, saying the coach let her own personal views cross into her professional role, and that trust was already gone. Some flat out said they were done watching. And that raises a real question. Is this new wave of fans, the ones who showed up because of Caitlin Clark, about to walk away entirely? Time will tell through attendance numbers and ratings down the road. But just the fact that this conversation is happening shows how much has changed in this league in barely a year. And that leads to the question nobody in the Fever organization wants to sit with. Is this just a rough news cycle that fades away in a few days? Or did this franchise seriously underestimate how invested, how loud, and how powerful this new fan base actually is? Because that question might shape the Fever's future a lot more than anything happening on the court. Now here's the real fear creeping in. What happens when all these receipts stop being just social media posts and start turning into actual lost revenue? That's the part the front office cannot afford to ignore. Professional sports live and die on the relationship with fans. Every ticket bought, every jersey sold, every broadcast watched, every sponsor who signs on the dotted line, they all want the same thing: a growing audience. That audience is exactly what turned the Fever into one of the biggest stories in all of sports over the past year. And now, a lot of those same fans are openly questioning whether they even want to keep supporting this team. That is an incredibly dangerous place for any franchise to find itself. Sponsors watch public perception closely. TV partners track ratings like a hawk. Executives keep an eye on attendance. And owners absolutely notice the moment momentum starts sliding backward. But here's the twist nobody expected. This controversy should have been buried under nothing but good news. Instead, it swallowed the good news whole. 3 All-Stars. Primetime national broadcasts. Caitlin Clark, still one of the most talked about athletes in the entire country. None of that made the headlines this week. The controversy did. And that alone tells you everything about how fast public attention can flip. One rough week can wipe out months of positive momentum. One PR mess can end up bigger than the games themselves. Sports media picked it apart too, with more than one respected voice calling it one of the messiest moments the league has dealt with in recent memory, and pointing out that staying silent while fans are furious online almost never ends well for an organization. And that's really what this all comes down to in the end. The fans posting screenshots of tickets and hotel bookings and jerseys weren't just venting. They were sending a message that goes way beyond social media. They wanted the front office to understand one simple thing: support is never something you can take for granted. A huge number of these fans discovered women's basketball for the first time because of Caitlin Clark. They spent their money, their weekends, their attention, helping turn this franchise into one of the biggest success stories in the sport. And right now, they're all watching to see what happens next. Whether the organization finally speaks up or keeps staying quiet, the next few weeks are going to reveal a whole lot more than any press conference ever could. Because here's the truth: this was never really about one coach, or one comment, or one bad week. This is about trust. This is about leadership. And this is about whether one of the fastest growing franchises in all of professional sports can actually repair the bond with the very fans who built its rise in the first place. So here's the question you need to be asking yourself right now. If you were one of those fans who spent your money, your time, and your loyalty on this team, would you stick around, or would you be posting your own receipts too? Drop your take in the comments, because this story is far from over. And if you don't want to miss how this plays out, make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications, and stay locked in, because the next few weeks could change this franchise forever.